And that means effectively that the ceiling is gone?
Not exactly at the moment, but like I'm saying, he was going to announce the steps to remove the ceiling.
Okay.
And hopefully come the 12th of January, like we agreed, the ceiling on the workers' monies will be gone.
I understand you cannot also reveal all the details yet because that is pending that statement, and you are reporting back to your council.
Yes,
I suppose. But now, okay, when I remember our discussion last week, the main issue was indeed getting rid of this ceiling as much as possible.
Yes.
Because if people can only get 100 million and they earn a multiple of that, it takes them weeks, if not months, to get their salary. And in that time it has become useless already. So that is one step. But I understood from you also that maybe a next step would be, because the Zim dollar is completely useless, to get to demand that salaries would be paid in forex, in US dollars or whatever. How is that situation?
Well, we cannot talk about that now in terms of the progress. But what I can confirm is that we have since written to the Reserve Bank government advising that once we are through with this cash limit exercise, we are going into the issue of the dollarization and the request by workers to be paid in forex in order to meet the demands from service providers that they be paid in forex. And that would be step number 2, but it depends on the General Council as to when that can be instituted.
Yeah, and I expect that there you will be not so much met by Gono and the Reserve Bank, because in this case, I'm sure if this ceiling is now gradually being lifted, it is for Gono just a matter of printing quicker money to be able to pay out. But if it comes to forex, he cannot pay US dollars. He cannot print US dollars. Will he never even? Could it be that he's never be able to meet that demand? That is just not enough forex.
It's not for him to print the US dollar.
No.
Because that's not our currency. But it's for him to mobilize enough resources to be distributed to the workers, for them to be able to meet the demands of the service providers. So he has got very little choice.
Yeah.
But he has to be cruel to be kind on either the workers or the business community. How? It's either he scraps the forex shops. That he announces they're doing away with forex shops. That's alternative number 1. If he maintains forex shops, he has to allow employers to pay in forex, because they are already raking in their monies as forex.
Yeah.
They now change on the parallel market in order to pay their employees the Zim dollar. So
it's true.
they have the money. Some employers are no longer dealing in Zim dollar. They are
at least there is an amount that is circulating only now. And indeed, what you say, it is the shops. If you go into the supermarket or in a shop or anything you want to buy, you have to pay US dollars.
Yes.
So it's very cruel on the workers to give them a very quickly deflating Zim dollar.
That's our position.
Yeah. But it will be a very difficult thing to push for that, I guess.
We have been going through very difficult times. We are now transferring that responsibility to the authorities. We have been shouldering that responsibility as labor and the generality of the Zimbabweans.
Yeah.
We have tried to tighten our belts, but the belts are now getting to the spinal cord.
Yeah.
We have no more space to tighten the belts.
No, and it is true. The responsibility belongs there with the authorities.
We did not create the problems.
But it means indeed that the authorities and the politicians will have to come up really with a solution, and a long-lasting solution in the end.
The long-lasting solution we have always advocated for is that of governance. What we are doing at the moment is just tinkering on the periphery to try to come up with solutions to address the symptoms.
Yeah.
Yet the problem is known, that there is the crisis of governance. And legally speaking, there is no government in Zimbabwe. there's an amorphous and temporary structure calling itself government. And for the sake of allowing processes to proceed, we have been irresponsible enough to accept that we engage some of that so-called government structures. But it doesn't mean to say that there is a government. And we've always said that as ZCTU, this problem can be resolved by the acceptance that Zimbabwe's impasse can be resolved through the element of a neutral transitional authority leading to free and fair elections.
Yeah.
Not the piecemeal approach of coming up with governments out of hotel rooms.
And this is indeed the demand you had already half a year ago.
Not
or actually from the beginning of March.
From the beginning in March. And we will stand by that. And whatever, even if they come out of the government, come out of the deal with some kind of form of government, that will be a temporary structure. We can only rest when there is a government installed through a free and fair election.
And as it looks like indeed it is the civic society like the ZCTU, only us Zimbabweans together can do that.
Not only ourselves, but we may be wrong, but that's how we view it. Fortunately for us, we are not desperate for friends. We respect our principles, because that principle is well enunciated in our Beyond ISAP document, which was adopted by our Congress in 95 and launched in 96. And also as enunciated in the ZCTU policy guidelines, which were approved by our Special Congress in 99. And therefore, unless and until there is a Congress resolution to reverse those positions, we will stand by the positions of Congress. We are different from other civic society organizations, particularly those who are not membership driven.
Yeah.
That the way we get our mandates is different. We cannot simply find people gathered under a tree, come up with a decision, then we immediately support without consulting our members. So the fact that the whole process of democratization in Zimbabwe has been privatized between the ZANU-PF and the MDC.
Yeah, because that's the big problem.
We find that as unacceptable, because even the other political parties should have a say in the whole ball game.